distinguished guests, and avid debaters. Welcome to this mega debate where ideas clash, opinions resonate, and perspectives collide. I'm your host, the slightly eccentric weirdo, leading the charge for Team B, and it is truly an honor to guide you through this intellectual battleground. Now, let's dive into the heart of tonight's discourse. Should academic qualification be a compulsion for contesting elections? It's the topic that stirs the very foundation of our democratic principles. My team, Team B, argue that academic qualification should not be a prerequisite for political leadership. As they say in the world of debates, you need a mix of brains and brawn. Well, we have got it all in Team B. Let me introduce our brilliant mind from Team B, that is Maria, Mukesh, Alexer, Hitler, Dominic. But the journey wouldn't be complete without acknowledging the trio of our judges who will steer us through the tides of reason and rhetoric. Our distinguished trio of judges comprising the insightful Sarah, the wise Mephisto, and none other than the Lord himself. And all of them together will bring their discerning perspectives to evaluate the arguments presented. Now let's add a touch of brilliance to the proceedings. I would like to extend a warm invitation to my co-host, the one and only Abhishek Pradhan. Abhishek, the mic is yours. I would request you to give a quick recap of past successful events that we had in this year. Abhishek, go on.
Thank you so much, Weirdo, for inviting me to speak. I'm very happy to have you here as my co-host. But before we proceed, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Abhishek Pradhan, and I'm basically from Raipur, the capital city of Chhattisgarh. Don't you worry, guys, I won't bore you with my lengthy introduction, so don't you worry. Let's focus on our debate, which is the very reason why we have gathered here, right? So I just want to pin that we had already organized numerous debates on variety of topics, including technical, social, and knowledgeable topics on our this very group, English learners. And we all know they all were really successful and interesting too. By seeing the massive success of our previous debates held on our very group, English learners, we are onto the boost and decided to make it even more interesting and more exciting for you all guys. As we know, like English Learner is not only a place for English speakers, but also a platform to learn extraordinary stuff with a good surrounding of people with quite good intellectuals. To boost their intellectuality, we just initiate debates over time. But you know, guys, but today's debate promises to be one of the best debate of ours, as it's not just a debate, it's a mega debate, which will going to be centered around the topic of academic compulsion in politics. As my co-host has already explained the topic well, I feel there is no need to explain it further. Now it's time to introduce the participants of Team A, which is my team, definitely the best one you guys can consider. Okay, just like the Team B as well, okay? Let us not forget the Team B. They are also very intellectual. My team A will going to lead the debate in the favor of academic compulsion in politics. So without any further delay, let me announce their name in sequence so that you all guys can familiar with my participants. They are as follows: UK, Soul, Karam, Leo, and Satya Prakash. Let me repeat the names once more: UK, Soul, Karam, Leo, and Satya Prakash. With that, let's kickstart this mega debate. Guys, please take your seats and get ready to experience the thrill tonight. I'm damn sure you all will going to enjoy this debate. Now, Weirdo, please join me on the main stage and explain all the rules to your participants, to our very participants, so that they can have an idea like how to lead this debate. So please proceed, Weirdo.
Thank you so much, Abhishek, for handing over the mic to me. So now I would like to take your attention for the rules and the format of the debate. The rules are pretty simple. Speak within your time, otherwise you will lose marks. And do not repeat points unnecessarily, as that can also lead you to lose your marks. And no rude words are allowed, so keep it polite. Be on time. Delays again mean fewer marks. And while answering questions, make sure to keep it relevant so you can get more marks. And the debate is structured in three rounds, which are round one, that is presentation of ideas. And in this round, participants from each team will speak for 3 minutes, and the order would be alternating between Team A and Team B members. And there will be no counter in this round. The second round is counter and defense, where three members from each team will be finalized on the basis of the marks they have got in round one. All three participants will get 30 seconds for countering and 1 minute for answering. In the round three, that is judges-led questions, judges will pose 5 questions for each team. Participants will get 3 minutes to answer. Yeah, Abhishek, now you can proceed. You can start the debate by inviting your team members for the round one.
Okay, thank you so much, Weirdo, once again, and you're a very good co-host. Okay, let us continue this particular debate. So, guys, now I would like to call out a participant who is a very good in political topics and have the caliber to make clueless to the opponent. He is none other than Mr. UK. UK, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Please come onto the main stage, brother, and continue with your answer.
Okay. So, first of all, I would like to thank all respected judges and whoever is present here today for giving me this opportunity. I am going to speak in the favor of academic compulsion in fighting election. Simon Oliver once said, leadership is not about the next election, but it is about the next generation. Honorable Supreme Court also upheld in 2015 in a case of academic compulsion in Panchayat election. The case was Rajwala versus State of Haryana. Supreme Court said that education is a tool which gives a leader to power to discriminate between right and wrong, good and bad, gives the wisdom to implement the policies for the betterment for the future of a country. Britishers left us at a literacy rate of 12%. So it makes sense that our Constitutional Assembly did not put the criteria like this at that time. But it is not 1947. This is 21st century and we are in the year of 2024. This is the age of digital world, artificial intelligence, blockchain technology, supercomputer, space and all. So how can we expect that an illiterate leader can deal with such things without having some sort of fundamental education? Delhi model of school praised across the globe because of some educated leader. We were saved from a severe balance of payment crisis in 1990 by the great economist and well-educated leader Dr. Manmohan Singh. India could take its autonomous decision amid Russia-Ukraine and Israel-Hamas war. And our foreign policy praised their bravery because S. Jaishankar, the most educated leader, is our foreign minister. I would like to take your attention by these examples that how an educated leader can change the scenario 360 degree because education helps an individual leader to communicate, articulate, and to represent a country in a much better way. Most of the Western countries are developed and they are top ranker in many index like HDI, happiness and all. For example, France, UK, Norway, Sweden, Luxembourg, etc., etc. These are the countries where all parliamentarians are 100% educated, almost 100% educated. But on the other hand, most of the African countries like Mali, Sudan, Burkina Faso, Niger, having less than 35% literacy rate, which means most of the leaders are uneducated there. That's why there is hunger, there is poverty, ethnic conflict, terrorism, militancy, and all. It clearly shows that the more educated leader, the prosper will be the country and the better will be the future of a country. Nowadays, everywhere some sort of criteria, but why not for those whose hands are reins in the future of a country? So I would like to emphasize again, if not today, then when? From a time being, we have to start. And according to me, this is the best time to take our country one step forward in the journey of becoming developing nation to develop one till 2047, which we dreamt for. Thank you so much.
Okay, that was good. So Now, I would like to
Thank you so
invite
much,
from
Yuki,
Team
for
B.
clarifying with your.
Yeah, Abhishek, let me invite my participant. Can I? Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay, so sorry for the interruption. Actually, I was not getting sound, so I just proceeded with my participant. So I would like to invite Maria from my team. Maria, the stage is set. Please go ahead and dazzle us with your captivating argument. Go on.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Virdu. Hello, everyone. Good evening to all of you. This is Maria from Team B. It's my honor to be here. Today, we are diving into a really interesting topic, which is, should academic qualifications be a compulsion for contesting elections or not? Me and my team are going against of the notion academic qualifications should not be a compulsion for contesting elections. It is my belief that a person's passion, dedication, and commitment to serving the nation are far more important than a piece of paper. We must remember that not everyone has the same opportunities for higher education, and we should not exclude those individuals who may have valuable life experience and understanding of the needs of the people. We live in a world where the value of a person is often measured by the degrees they hold, the prestigious institutions they have attended. But what about the voices that have been silenced simply because they didn't have access to higher education? What about the experiences and struggles and insights of those individuals who have not had the privilege of having formal education? Are we willing to dismiss their potential contributions simply because they do not fit into a narrow definition of qualified? We must recognize that academic qualifications do not necessarily equate to wisdom, empathy, or a deep understanding of the needs of the people. Effectiveness and integrity of Indian politicians should only judged based on their actions, policies, and commitment to serving the public interest. Now, why I am telling that there should not be any academic criteria for politicians, because it will deprive rights of millions of people who have real life experience or practical knowledge. Let's take an example of the far most corners of India. Ask yourself, what do you know about those people living there? Could you list out the difficulties in their life faced by them? Do you at least know what their immediate needs are, or what the government should provide them with? Most probably, the answer is no. Now, who can perfectly put those problems in front of government and arrive at a solution? None other than the people belonging to such groups. Can someone outsider understand their conditions better than them? Or will an outsider be interested in understanding them? Most probably no. So, bringing an educational qualification would put a lot of such populations without a political representation, which is a shame in a democracy. And by removing the compulsion of academic qualifications, we open the doors to a more diverse pool of candidates who may bring fresh ideas, genuine empathy, and a true connection to the masses. We must embrace the principle that anyone who is passionate, dedicated, and committed to serving our nation should have the opportunity to stand for public welfare. Thank you, and I can't wait to hear what my fellow debaters and all of you have to share. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Maria, for putting such good words and such a good argument. Now I would like to ask Abhishek, who is coming next from his team.
Okay, Maria, that was actually good, but you won't be able to survive in front of my other participant who is a sweet soul but sounds like the legend. She's here, says Miss Soul. Soul, please come onto the stage.
Good evening, everyone. This is Sol. Thank you for letting me to express my point of view on this topic. Of course, there should be the minimum education to the politician because politicians are a representative of a people, so he must have all sort of knowledge related to the problem faced with the people. My second point is that education is really important in our present world scenario. This era is all about globalization. We are interdependent on other countries for exchange of goods and policies and weapons. So, in order to understand the diplomatic structure of the world, education is like really important, and you need to have that proper analytical or critical thinking. My third point is that, like, if you want to go for a lower post, you need to have a minimum qualification. Then why not for education? According to the Article 21A, right to education is a fundamental right. If our policymakers deprive from education, how they're going to frame policy? In Constitution, it is clearly mentioned that an MLA and MP, if he wants to resign, he has to write his resignation in his own handwriting of MP and MLA. So if a politician is illiterate, they won't be able to understand anything that can't read and write. So bureaucrats make them fools and they can show them wrong files also. Even I have few examples why education is really important. This era is all about the adaptation of new technology. For example, the Aadhaar project, a complex technology undertaking required educated leaders who have a great knowledge. Efficient handling of a green revolution. Even you can see the recent space mission by ISRO, both led by highly educated individuals. Policies like Right to Education Act require leaders who understand the complexity of India, that understand the population. Even the handling of COVID-19 pandemic in state with more educated leaders often showed more efficiency. Initiative like Digital India require leaders who understand technology and governments more well. So even the world is going through the recession. That Dr. Manmohan Singh saved us from the recession. India was only standing out who was in front of all the country. Even this matter was debated in 1947, 1948 during a framing of the constitution. Constitution makers then decided right now they're going without the qualification because the level of education was not up to the mark. It was around 11%, but now, according to the 2011 census, 74% of the election commission is there. So, qualification to contest election, and the legislature should bring a law where if all the political leaders, at least the members who are not being chosen as in cabinet members, should have a degree according to the portfolio. This will not only help in better implementation of policy, but will also increase the development rate of the nation. Leaders like Swami Vivekananda, although not a politician, but showcase how education can improve the leadership qualities in youth. Politician like politician like APJ Abdul Kalam, educated, they have a clean, educated image also. So yeah, thank you guys.
Hey Soul, you are just like your name. You added soul to the answer. You mentioned quite good points. It's very hard to counter, but let's see what will going to happen next.
I think you are wrong here, Mr. Abhishek, as we are having our next participant whose name is Mukesh, and he is such an amazing speaker and he will leave you all in awe by his argument. So let's welcome Mukesh. Mukesh, please go on.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity, Vedo. So, as it is already mentioned by my teammate, that a politician need not to have academic skills only, right? Other skills are also there. So, I would like to mention about a few points. First of all, when these people say about academic compulsions, have they really thought of subjects which they may include subjects which may teach a politician about the qualitative skills? For example, can any subject teach a politician to be kind, to be humble, or can a subject teach a politician how to address a nation or how to understand the needs of the people? The answer to all this is big no, right? You will get there's no subject which teaches all these qualitative aspects. And now let's talk about the real subjects in an academic qualifications which a leader might need to learn. Okay, so he might need to learn about histories, laws, economics, political science to understand the real problems in the world. He's in the world, in the nation he's serving, of the people. So here's an interesting thing as well. You might say just educate the leader with basics of all these subjects, right? Just basic of history, political science, and it is good to go. But guys, it's not a primary teacher job where one teacher can handle each and every subject. It's about the whole nation. the complexities are such that one need to have a deep knowledge about the subject. Otherwise, he cannot even understand the problem, let alone the solution. So, here's the thing. Now, just imagine you got something to solve this problem. What is the assurance? The second point is about the assurance. Even if you get all these things right, there's no assurance that the leader won't indulge himself in corruptions. There's no insurance that the leader would do good for the public. There's no insurance or no guarantee as such. Okay, so now to conclude, when you do not have any set of qualifications, when you do not have any set of assurance or guarantee, why are you limiting the pool of the people? Why are you saying no to the 26% of illiterate Indians who are just not able to fall in this category and are not eligible? And why to many others who are literate but do not fall into this category? I want to rest my argument by quoting that a leader is born, not made, and all the while keeping in mind that a leader is someone who understands the pain and caters to the necessity of its masses, and not forgetting that elections are conducted to locate efficient leaders, people who can lead well, and not the people who hold high academic degrees. With this, I complete my point. Thank you.
Well, Mukesh, that was just awesome. I'm impressed. Let's see in few minutes what judges needs to say about this. So, Mr. Abhishek, where is the soul is hiding now? I guess she's nowhere to found. So let me see what else you got in your team. Another soul or another body? Bring it on.
Don't worry, weirdo. My fellow intellectual are there to counter your team members, so don't you worry. So now it's turn of
I'm
my
not worried
friend who
at
is a
all.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
why
please
would I
let me
worry?
continue. Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
do
So
continue.
now, yeah, bilkul. Sorry. Okay. So now it's turn of my friend who is a good speaker and a good observant who can figure out what to counter and when to counter. He's none other than Mr. Karam. Karam, please go into the main stage and give your answer as the like a kind of counter to my fellow co-host.
Respected judges, members, and participants of this mega debate, I, Karam, on behalf of Team A, want to express my opinions in favor of academic compulsion for politicians to fight elections. In a country where there is minimum educational criteria, even for small posts like peon and sweepers, why our politicians didn't require any educational qualifications? As my fellow participants has talked in large that what good ideas and policies can be implemented by educated leader. I want to emphasize mainly on the facts why minimum educational criteria is required to be a public servant. Politicians represent the people of their area, not only at national level but also at international level. They are required to take steps for the betterment of their people. How an educated leader will be able to take part in policy making and decision making? Politicians are also lawmakers. How can they express their opinions about the laws which has been introduced in parliament or state assembly if they don't have the basic level of education? They may be leading or they may representing the people of their area, but if they don't have basic idea, they will not able to improve their life by taking participation in law making. Further, many ideas and papers has been put up to these elected members for their personal and decision making, which are secret in nature. And as per our constitution and the official secretariat 1923, these papers cannot be shared to anyone. So How will be they able to take the decisions without if they don't have any education, without the support of any other persons? In the recent case, you have seen that one MP made a statement in a parliament that not only him but many other politicians didn't know how to post questions on parliament websites. That is why the passwords and other login details are always kept with their secretaries. It is not only same but also an offense as per the guideline issued. So I believe that minimum education should be there for politicians. Since independence, we have made 106 amendments in our constitution. So it is the right time to make basic education level for politicians a requirement to lead the people. Thanks.
Thank you so much, brother. You raised the answer so well, and that it will be interesting to see its counter from our opponents. So, what do you say, Weirdo?
Well, as I've already mentioned that there are no counters in this round, so you can see that in second round really well. And I do not see any of a participant going into that round till now. Let me invite my third participant, Elixir. So, Elixir, the spotlight is on you. Weave your magic and grace us with your profound argument. Go on, dear.
Okay. So first of all, I don't think that my opposition has understood the topic very clear. And looking at their points, I'm a bit astounded because some are comparing sweepers with politicians, and others are saying about the educated leaders that are corrupt themselves. And some are talking about the space missions which have been done by scientists, and scientists are not elected by the people; they are appointed by their directive authority. So but leaving that and carrying on my speech, India, the cradle of civilization, the vibrant tapestry of cultures, thrives on the diversity of its people. Should we then limit the voice that can shape our nation to those who have walked the same narrow path of academic achievement? First of all, academic qualifications are not guarantee of competence, honesty, and integrity. There are many examples of highly educated politicians who have been involved in corruption. Lalu Prasad Yadav, a degree in law. He was involved in fodder scam, 2G scam, A. Raja, DMK, Mayawati, Jayalalitha, and many more. On the other hand, there are many examples of politicians who have little or no formal education but have shown great leadership, vision, and dedication. K. Kamraj, who introduced midday meals, which was later followed all over the India. N.T. Ramarao implemented several welfare programs and contributed to the development of state. Anna Hazare led movements for transparency of bureaucratic systems. Just consider the facts. Rajasthan and Haryana introduced minimum education qualification in Panchayati Raj system, which left 80% of the women ineligible to contest election, 65% of the population of villages, and the condition was even worse for tribal communities. Nearly 200 million people are classified as out of school. Should their dreams, hopes, and their vision for the future be silenced? Women, who form half our population, still face significant barriers to education. Should their perspective, their struggles, their unique understanding of our society be rendered invisible? Rabdi Devi, an uneducated leader, led great reforms in India. It is not the first time that we are discussing on this topic. Constitution makers took this point of view, but when we allowed all the people of India to vote as their fundamental right, and even if they are not educated, so why deprive them now of right to contest election? It doesn't make sense. And B.R. Ambedkar said that there is no need of the good representative should be educated. There are people sitting in this assembly who represent their communities but are not educated. 69% of the people live in village, a report by Press Bureau of India. Should their dreams, their hopes, their vision for the future be silenced? Can we in any good conscience deny these voices a say in our democracy simply because they lack elitist education? While the education is accessible, not accessible to equally in all state, and some have 98% literacy, others have merely 60%. How on earth there can be a common criteria working for every baseline? There are a lot of transforms that are required. A political eligibility test was also introduced, which failed miserably. Instead, selection within political parties include party commitment, leadership endorsement, internal party rules, experience and track record, and interviews and vetting.
Well, that was clearly looked like a perfect argument. And I was literally like, okay, when he's gonna stop? But as like time is not enough, so we can move further with another team. So Abhishek, I don't think that you've got such a participant who can even come close to Elixir. Do you have one?
Yeah, definitely. We have one, we have two. Okay, so hold for a while. Don't underestimate the power of silence. I remain silent, so you can't consider we are weak. We are just going to bombard something. Okay, just wait for a while.
Okay.
So, the next participant is very sharp-minded and he knows how to win any argument or debate. Okay, so give some space to one and only Mr. Leo. Leo, are you there? Leo, are you there? Leo, is it audible to you?
I think your team members have taken silence really seriously.
Okay, I guess like he might be facing some kind of network issues. No issues. Let me continue with my other participant. And Leo, once you will be fixed with your network, then you can go on to the next. Okay. Okay. So now I'm going to invite one of my favorite. He's like very fierce kind of personality. He's very simple but hard to tackle. Who can counter any question like very easily. And he's none other than Mr. Satya Prakash. So Satya Prakash, please take this this opportunity and speak
Okay,
on behalf of
thank
our
you.
judges and my co-host.
So, listen me, attend me, connect me, my word to word in expression of my heart. I myself, Satyaprakash Misra, I come from one of the sacred place of this universe known as Prayagraj. I am heartily thankful for everyone for delivering this opportunity to put forward my views and opinion with regard to this relevant topic. So, starting from the famous quotation of the Nelson Mandela that education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change the world. Means it is symbolizing or giving its insight that how education help to better understand the world where we live in. For any developing country, education better understand the world where we live in. For any developing countries, it is not concerned for any specific geographical condition, human development or the mechanical development. Seeing the present day situation of Indian politicians, the need of the educated ones can be seen as they are unaware about the history of the politics and how knowledge limited to their reasons and the consequences. Also, we cannot expect illiterate politicians to understand global politics. They don't have any knowledge regarding the global economy, how the things run in the advanced countries. They focus more on the short term benefit. Without letting the education as the foundation, we are not going to symbolize it with the longer life thinking. Uneducated politician can face the global changes and will have the difficulties in understanding the diplomatic situation with the other countries of the global world. It will also increase the overall level of education in the country as more political will motivate to indulge in the field of politics. Greek philosopher famously has spoken that educated differ from the uneducated as much as living differ from the death. The main giving the answer of the symbolizes myself with the answer of my brother. Exception can become a rule. Putting the few names can always not be the solution for the things what we are having. We have to go through the broader development and the multi-dimensional perspective. Without letting the foundation as education, you would not be the position to get the multi-dimensional development for your country. So in order to put the few names of the people, those who have been alleged, majorly name that have been taken, they have just accepted the allegation, not having proven, except one people what he has pointed out. Ultimately, I was just want to add one thing is that we are here for making our nation not handful development zone but development from every perspective. For that, basic news education and the education is a very prominent aspect. So the main issue which arises here is that of the minimum education qualification required in India to become a politician, and the only qualification required is that of the candidate should be the citizen of India and the minimum age of the 25 years with respect to entering in the politics to be either you talk about MLA or the MP. So handling that and delivering this, I just want to say that let's make the people limited to that things that is required.
Wow, Karam, you are so excellent here. You encountered all the crucial points in a single take. Okay, let's see what Opponent has to say. Maybe they will be going to have nightmare tonight. Right, Miss Weirdo?
Oh, really? Do you even know the meaning of excellent then? Let me tell you that my next participant, whose name is Hitler, so be prepared to be persuaded by, inspired by Hitler's undeniable expertise. So, Hitler, the stage is all yours. Let them show what a nightmare looks like. They haven't seen it yet. Go on, dear.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Hitler of Team B, and we are against the compulsion of academic for contesting election. I think the Team A is taking us wrong. We are not opposing the education system, but we are not opposing the education. We are opposing the academic, like a degree for the contesting election. Just leave it. We got freedom of 15th August 1947 with a literacy rate of just 12%, and for the women it was even worse, which stood at single digit. At that time, Britishers criticized that with just 12% of literacy rate, how they gonna run their self-government? And they're gonna collapse, and India is going to be anxious. Then, on the remarks of these people, our law minister, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, said, those who insist on the literacy as a test and insist upon making it a condition commit two mistakes according to me. The first mistake consists in their belief that an illiterate person is necessarily an unintelligent person. Their second mistake lies in supposing that literacy necessarily import a higher level of intelligence or knowledge that what an illiterate person possesses. So it is very clear that education cannot guarantee a level of intelligence or the leadership quality. There are various factors which contribute for the development of intelligence and leadership quality, which are social interaction, cultural stimulation, like engaging with other, exposure to the various culture and knowing about our culture, and the challenges, obstacle like pursuing through difficulty, facing day-to-day problems, and living in the society and solving those problems. There are also some individual factor which contribute for the better human and skill development, which are apart from the education or the academic curiosity, a strong desire to know about the various things and engagement with the social public necessary for the intellectual development. The person should have the ability to persevere through challenges. He should have open mind. He should have ability to adapt to the changing environment. And there are the various factors. It has a long line. According to Gandhiji, who gave the concept of Poon Swaraj, that is complete independence. It is like that it reminds that the freedom and the progress can only be achieved when all members of our society are empowered to participate and contribute to their own well-being. It is not the other people who are going to take their well-being, that of their community. By making academic a criteria, we are excluding a large amount of our people, our society, and which is kind of discrimination against those people. And I will also ending my thought with a quote of the former president of USA, who is Abraham Lincoln, who gave the definition of democracy. That democracy is a government by the people, of the people, and for the people. By excluding a large sum of people is against the spirit of democracy. And democracy means the people. We should include the every people of the society. It is not like that they are not have a degree, so we should exclude them. No, we have to include those all people. Thank you, guys.
Well, 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 that was really clearly what excellence looks like, isn't it, Mr. Abhishek? And I hope you will not use such big words like excellence and nightmares. He clearly shows you what does it mean. So what else you've got? The least actually.
Okay, don't you worry. I will just hold on for a while because now it's done. That's why you are saying, but I can show you better. Okay. So, but just hold on. Okay. So, I will just going to call our very next participant to go into the debate. Leo, are you available now? Leo, is it audible to you?
See, I told you, he got the nightmare for real, and he got affected by it. He'll not be able to speak. Trust me.
Okay. Um, I think like he might be facing some sort of network issue, but we can't hold the ongoing debate for long. So, is there any other person available on our group who can lead the place of Leo? Satya, is there anyone? Please bring him
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
to the main stage, yeah, so that we can continue with the debate.
yeah, Sam.
Okay. Sam, is it audible to you? Are you there?
Yes, I'm audible.
Okay, okay, brother. Please go on with your points. And thank you so much for joining this debate. And I'm very grateful to you. Please continue on the behalf of Leo. Thank you so much, Sam. Please continue.
Right. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, respected judges, members, and participants of this mega debate. On behalf of Team A, I want to express my opinion in favor of academic compulsions for politicians to in context of election. In a country where there is a minimum education criteria for even for a small in a post like pure and clerk, why our politicians don't require any educational qualification? My fellow participants had talked about in wrong way. He said that education must be like a education leader should know about the history, geography, and other stuff. But I would like to make them very understand what is the meaning of education. Okay, education is something. It's not about the gathering knowledge, not about the gathering knowledge about history, and history is also part of education. Okay, I think they don't know what is the exact meaning of education. Education is not about the leadership. Education is all about the implementing the policy, implementing the real issue, what you know in a real thing. Okay, and the other thing I would like to represent here, politicians represent the people of their areas, and they represent the sentiment and they represent the beliefs of the people at the national and the international level. They are required to take a step for the betterment of their people. How an educated leader will be able to take part in policy and decision making? Politicians are also lawmakers. How will be an educated member be able to express his views and opinion about an act if they don't have the basic knowledge, if they don't know what is the geography, what is the history, if they don't know what is the local problem of their area? And but what about the handling the secret letter, which will be the put up to him for the personal and decision making? Will can't be shared with anyone owing to the official Act 1923. In a recent case, an MP made an estimate. Not only him, but other members don't know about the how to deal with the website of the parliament. Their website is dealt by the other secretaries and other members. We want to be a global leader. If our teacher, if our politician is not, I'm sorry.
You continue, Sam, please.
I'm sorry for that. If our politicians they don't know about the history and geography and the other stuff, how they will be able to extract the minerals and the of our people? Because we want to be a global teacher. Without having a educated leader, we can't be a global teacher. We can't be a Bisuguru in this world because we want to lead the world. If our leader is not educated, how we will be able to lead the world? If we are not able to lead our country, how we will be able to lead the world? So just I would like to quote one case here or one statement given by the former election commission S.Y. Qureshi said that the higher the position, the highest education would be in qualification. But the further stated the minimum education qualification will ensure basic level of education, will foster in form of the decision on the complex issue. Since independent, we put and we inserted 106 amendment into our constitution, but it is the right time and it is a high time to make one more amendment in it, and it should be compulsion for minimum education and high level. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Sam, for coming up to the stage and speaking on the behalf of Leo. I'm very much grateful to you. I know like there was no time for preparation, but you did it well and for a very like quick action you have taken, and I'm really, really like you earned my respect today. Okay, Sam, and you spoke very well and your point was onto the point. Okay, thank you so much, Sam, for coming up here and continue with this debate. Thank you so much.
Hello. Hello, am I audible?
Hello.
Yes,
Uh,
yes, Leo, you
Weirdo,
are
are you there?
audible, but yes, I am here, but your participant, Leo, he's speaking. So, Leo, now you can't participate as you must be facing some network issues. This is what your co-host, like your host said. So let me move further with my participant. So let me invite, last but not the least, Dominic. Let's acknowledge Dominic, the master of logic and reason. Dominic, the stage awaits. Please share your insightful argument with these people and let them show how a strong argument sounds like and looks like. Go on.
Hey, thanks, Weirdo. I hope my voice is loud and clear. Uh, so before starting with my introduction, just a quick touch base on what my friend Hitler spoke about, that we are not against education. It is about the academic compulsion that Sam, you talked about the education, that education is required and education is this, but a person who is doing a homeschool, a person who is counting sheep, a person who is doing agriculture, a farmer, learning the number of plant or trees that person has, that is getting educated as well. Being aware of what the surrounding is, what the situation like, read that situation is education, but it does not categorizes as academic qualification. So with that, I'll start. So ladies and gentlemen, esteemed opponents, judges, and respected members of the audience, as we stand on the threshold of the final day of 2023, I, Dominic from Team B, am deeply honored to address you. Today, I find myself in a position of privilege, not just as a debater, but as a representative of the millions in our nation who did not have the opportunity to attain academic qualifications. Their contribution, marked by daily dedication, hard work, empathy, and resilience, forms the backbone of our nation's progress. I am the voice of approximately 28 crore individual, or roughly 280 million, who due to systematic constraint such as lack of opportunities, infrastructure, and awareness, have not had the privilege of acquiring academic literacy. Furthermore, it is with profound respect that I represent around 10 crore, which is roughly 100 million, tribal individuals advocating for their fundamental right to be active participants in contesting the democratic process of election. Our mission, as my team and I embark on this debate, is to challenge the notion that academic qualifications should be a compulsion for those seeking to contest elections. We aim to illuminate the inherent right of those who have never had the opportunity to pursue academic qualifications. We represent their right to actively participate in the democratic process, representing the unique perspective and concerns of the communities they belong to, and emphasize on the point that few bad chapters does not mean that their story is over if they have the caliber to successfully represent the community. Consider this: imposing academic qualifications for political candidacy may inadvertently exclude a massive segment of our society. I already quoted the number above. I will not repeat that again, but that is a very big number that we are looking around it. In a country as diverse as ours, where the voices of all communities should be heard, we risk shutting out valuable perspectives simply based on educational background. The numbers don't lie. A considerable percentage of talented individuals from less privileged background may not meet the academic criteria set by election regulations. By doing so, we silence the very voices that could bring about positive change in their communities. In conclusion, let our collective vision for democracy transcend the limitation of conventional norms. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much. That was clearly outstanding. Now, as we have completed our round one, so I would like to ask the judges how much time they are going to take to finalize the participant for second round.
Yes, we'll be here with our decision in about 5 or 6 minutes, max to max 10 minutes. So keep the VC entertaining till then. We'll be back soon. Thank you.
Sure.
So, Weirdo, how are you?
Yeah, I'm amazing. You tell me, how are you? I don't think that you are doing fine. You seems quite stressed.
Hello.
Take some water, dear. Yeah, I'm doing perfectly fine. You seem stressed. Have some water. You'll be fine.
Okay, I guess like you are into that dilemma and you are into the illusion. Let's just wait for the round two. But without entering into the round two, we can't see the things. It's all up to the judges.
Really? It's you who can be in Telemann illusion. It's not me who don't even know how to use the right words. Really? I just can't be. So, are you having any doubts regarding second round? Am I audible to you? Mr. Abhishek, are you about to get faint? Oh my God, he's clearly not able to speak. You're such in a miserable state. So, by that time, let me explain about the second round if you guys are having any doubt. So, the second round is counter and defense, where three members from each team will be finalized on the basis of the marks that they've got in the first round. I've already mentioned it. So, one participant from team A would be asking counter questions, and she'll be getting 30 seconds for that. And then from my team, one participant would be answering the question in 1 minute. And that cycle will goes on for three of the pairs. And that's how we'll just complete our second round. I hope I'm clear to all of you. The rules are clear.
Okay, Weirdo, I just want to check out my mic. Is it audible to you?
Yep, you're perfectly audible now.
Okay. At that moment, maybe I might be facing some kind of network issue, but now it's fine. Okay, I was not
Okay.
saying anything. I was just saying you to clear out the rule and regulation for the second round to our participants so that they can become familiar with it. Nothing more than that.
Actually,
You can say,
actually,
continue.
yeah, actually, I've cleared the format for second round. I don't think there is
Mhm.
much to say about that. But do you really think that your participants are eligible to go into the second round, even if we are having this format that three participants will go in the second round? I do not see any one of them going into the second one.
Actually, I'm not in hurry, Weirdo, just like you. So I can't like directly call out whether they will be going on the second round or not. Let us have some patience and judges will going to clarify who will going to the next round.
I'm quite clear what they're gonna say. They might just say that, oh, we're really sorry that we didn't find any of the participants from team A uh, good enough to, finalize for the second round. This is what this is my intuition telling me. But it's quite, funny to see you that patient and that calm.
Yeah, I'm always patient and I'm always calm because that is something a best reply I can ever had. And the foremost thing is we can't say at this moment whether the participant will going to enter in round two or not. Maybe your teams, maybe my teams. It is up to the hand of judges. So let us wait for a while to
Yeah,
let judges speak about the last participant, the finalized participants who will going to enter in the round two.
yeah, we got such distinguished judges and esteemed judges. I know they're gonna take a fair decision, and I'm pretty sure that all the participants will be happy about that.
Yeah, definitely. After all, it's a debate, mega debate, and now we are having 55 participants who are directly listening to both of us, whatever we are talking about. So I'm also taking this privilege.
Yep, it is. Actually, that was quite interesting. Like earlier, we used to have like different rules and different format, and just now we have changed the format, and this is more likely very interesting. It's like that there is no sort of hodgepodge, there's no sort of, like disturbance. We are just clearly having argumentative round, and all the participant, they in a very simple and in a very calm way presented their arguments without
Yeah,
any
you're
sort of
absolutely
heated
right.
argument.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, Weirdo, I have a question for you. Like, what do you think, like, after, like, we are having the first mega debate here, or already we had a lot of debates. So, like, how it will going to impact our team, sorry, our group? English learners and how it will going to impact the participant who will going to enter in this mega debate?
See, we had multiple debates, and it is not about debates only. We had another game nights as well. We are having different sessions. So when it comes particularly about debate, it is like they're very engaging and they're very learning oriented, and we are literally putting all of our hard work to it. So this is the best session of our English learners, and you can clearly see that they are like 55 participants here. They are listening to it, and you can listen to different perspectives, different opinions, as we just can't go for it in different sessions. But when it comes to debate, this is something like people enjoy a lot. I personally enjoy a lot.
Okay, I'm having one another question which is bit out of the topic, but if you're comfortable, you can answer, or either you can switch the topic. So why you have written
Obviously,
this
I'm
weird name?
comfortable.
Your name is very weird, like weirdo. Is there any kind of sense behind
Actually,
it?
yeah, there are so many senses behind it. Like it clearly suits me. So it's about just embracing your weirdness. And people have different weirdnesses, so I'm embracing mine. But I'm not having a very ordinary name like you, Abhishek. What does that even mean?
Yeah, I know, like the name is very ordinary and very common here in India. Wherever you will go, in every class, there will be four Abhishek. So that is something, the power of my name. Most of the people like Abhishek, okay? And about my title, it's all about prime, okay? So I can take the pride of it. I can take the prestige of it. But whenever I look at your name, Weirdo, it sounds really weird. After seeing your name, I sometimes I even laugh from inside.
Oh,
But
really? Oh,
I never show off such things here, so that you might get offended. You
really?
might get feel offended.
No, I'm not that easy to get offended by. And you know that my name, just by looking at my name, you are having such a good laugh. See how good I am. I mean, I'm not even putting any efforts, and people are just laughing. I'm doing a therapy for people just for free. You should thank to me. Where's my thanks now?
Yeah, I will be very grateful if you're going to join any kind of like comedy session and you will going to conduct any comedy session for all of us where you will be entertaining like my participants and all other people who will going to join VC to have some like
Really?
entertainment and laughing therapy.
Really? I just do it like
What do you
unknowingly, like
think?
you were laughing. I can I can do any task like very perfectly. I'm not someone like you who just enjoys silence and your teammates are also getting affected by that silence. I'm not like that.
You can say whatever you want to say to me, but don't go towards my teammates, okay? I love them. They are very loyal to me, okay? Don't put your
Really, just
fingers
love
towards
them,
my team
keep them
members.
close to
They are
you.
from Team A, Team Abhishek, okay?
Really? I mean,
Um,
who does not
yes,
love their team
guys.
members?
Can I guys hear
Yep,
me?
Emperor. Yeah,
Maybe
sure.
we can utilize this time for the vote of thanks. I know we haven't concluded yet, but we can just give a vote of thanks to the organizers, to the people who were greatly involved in conducting such a wonderful debate. So, can you please do the honors? Like, I will give over the name. The mentors of Team A, Jay and Butterfly, and the mentors of Team B, uh, Bluebird and Patricia. So maybe you guys can say something for them, as you guys already know how much effort they were putting.
Yeah, sure. Actually, I know that how much efforts Patricia and Bluebird like have put. I was not active at that time, and they like contacted and collected all the participants and just like mentioned each and every rules of the debate, and then convinced them and then made them comfortable. Okay, yeah, this is not something uh, like out of your comfort zone. You can learn a lot, and they somehow bring them to our debate core panel. So That's really appreciated because I've done that job before as well, and it's very hard. It's very hectic. Like you have to put a lot of your efforts, and you have to, like leave a lot of your things in your real life. They are literally doing an amazing job, and they got such good participants. So yeah, kudos to you, Patricia and Bluebird. Thank you so much for bringing such good participant. I'm really happy to get such a nice team. So Abhishek, what do you want to say about your team mentors?
Yeah, and I'm very glad to have such a very beautiful team. They always support me, and my mentors are like Dhruv sir and Jay. Okay, and they both are very good mentor. They train like every single participant on behalf of all of us, all the team members. So I'm very grateful to both of them, and they are really handling the team very well. And apart from this, they introduce new subtopics in the team. Like even after the debate, we will be continuing our relationship till long as long we can do. So yeah, this is something about my team. My team is my family.
Hmm. All right. So yeah, that was about our mentors. Like maybe you didn't take the name of like Butterfly Abhishek. She was one of the mentors. And for Dhruv, he was like managing a lot of things behind the scenes. So both of you can just say a few words for him as well. And the other people as well, like Pinkman and a lot of others, like and our judges as well, Mephisto and Lord himself. You guys can get
Mhm.
involved them in your speech as well. So yeah.
Yeah, actually, he was basically asking about my team, so that's why I clarified. But I could have take much of the time to explain about other people who are investing their time here into the debate, and they are doing really well. And what to say about Butterfly Ma'am? She's very generous. She always try to help others, okay? And she's also a very good speaker. I am learning a lot of things from Butterfly Ma'am. She always used to give me compliment for my wordings and all other things. I'm very much grateful to Butterfly ma'am, and she's very like a kind of charming personality in my group. Okay, and about many sorry, I couldn't be able to pronunciate well. Manifesto, sorry, Ma Mephisto, sorry. Okay, so yeah, he's also a very good speaker, and now he's currently working like in this debate. He's leading as a host. So sorry, leading as a judge. Yeah, and you are also there to guide us, and I'm very much thankful to both of you, and including Butterfly ma'am. And sorry if I'm just forgetting any kind of name, so just pardon me. This is my very like a kind of new entry into the mega debate. This is the first time I'm hosting any kind of debate. Just pardon me if I'm lefting any kind of name, but personally, I do like every single person in my team and out
Yeah,
of the team.
that's perfectly fine, Abhishek. Actually, you can even call him Manifesto because he's having that DP of that Karl Marx manifesto. He's quite interested in them. So yeah, that's perfectly fine. He'll not get offended by it. But yeah, you can
Mhm.
correct yourself. He's Mephisto.
All right. Last but
And
not the least, let's give a vote of thanks to Leo, Patrick, and Joe as well because they have been preparing all sort of posters and coming up with all sort of PPT which Leo is sharing right now. Like, I don't know. So really, I would love to thank you guys for putting in so much effort. The posters were lovely because you guys can just see a lot of people are using them currently, and it's just amazing. Thank you for that. And Leo, thank you. You are just holding on to the PPT for such a long time. Thank you for that. Yeah.
yeah, he was preparing all these PPT and even Joe since the morning. And he was just doing this. And like it turns out to be such like amazing PPT, very presentable. And I was just looking at to it when my teammates and all the participants were speaking. So it's clearly very good. Thank you so much, guys, for putting such like so much of hard work. It, it's really good. And it, teach a lot to the people. It's like it's not a paid job. We all are not getting anything, but still you are putting these many efforts just like so people can learn. It's just commendable. Thank you so much. And I would like to thank to Dhruv as well. I mean, he's writing such long paragraphs and managing each and everything, including mentors, host, and participant, PPT, who is doing what. And he was clearly mentioning that it looks like a like marriage function, the marriage preparation. So I was laughing a lot, but clearly he was doing a lot. Even after being busy in his real life, he like maintained each and everything. So yeah, a big round of applause for Dhruv. Thank you so much, Dhruv, for organizing and initiating these ideas that we should have a different format and different kind of debates. We were having these debates before as well, but this time, just because we have talked a lot, we discussed a lot, and just changed format and all these things. So this is making a like big difference, and it is making the debates more exciting and more engaging.
Weirdo, I'm listening you for a very long time. You speaking for long, but you haven't mentioned my name. Don't consider me in your frazzle. I don't
I
mean to
don't
you
think this you
anything.
are doing any sort of hard work or anything. Not at all. I would like you to just take a back step and just leave this hosting thing as well, because that is not even worth doing for you. And I'm not kidding this time.
So bad of you, weirdo. You are just like your name. You are very weird, really. You hurted my feelings. I thought
Yeah,
like
it's
I will
fine.
going to praise you at the end, but now I'm just
Hello
I
everyone.
I will alter my words.
Hello
Okay, so
everyone.
we have judges here. Hmm.
So everyone who is a part of this debate or just a listener, the judges are here with their verdicts. So I would like to request my fellow judges, Sarah and Lord, to come ahead and announce the winners. Lord, team A.
Well, so far all the participants performed very well, but as the nature of debate goes, some have to qualify for the second round. And out of 5 members from Team A, the 3 that has qualified for the second round are Maria, the second one is Elixir, and the third one is Dominic. So congrats to them, Maria, Elixir, and Dominic. Now I would like to invite Sarah to announce the qualifiers for second round from Team B.
Okay. I kind of see the pressure in the judge's face as well. Like Lord, instead of mentioning as Team B, Maria, Eliezer, and Dominic, he had stated as Team A. Sorry for that confusion because even the judges are really confused how to score these guys because they are doing amazing work. So well done, everyone who have participated today in the first round. So as Lord has stated, Team A participants who are moving to this round 2 are UK, Seoul, and SPM. Sorry, Satya Prakash Mishra. I'm sorry. It's UK, Seoul, Satya Prakash Mishra. They are going for the second round from Team A. Back to Mephisto.
So everyone who is who has qualified for the second round, congratulations for your qualifications. So the rules of this round are the same as the previous round, but the format of this round has changed. Excuse me. So I would like to request the host to come ahead and give us give you all a brief about the format. Thank you.
Okay, so let me explain the rules again and the format again for the second round. So the round name is Counter and Defense. So in this round, one participant from team A would be asking question and he will be getting 30 seconds for that. And again, after that, one participant from my team, from team B, will be answering and will be getting 1 minute for the answer. And then he or she will be asking the question, counter question, and getting the same time, that is 30 seconds. And the other participant will be answering it in just 1 minute. So we'll be repeating this cycle for the 3 pairs, and it will take around 9 minutes. So yeah, this is the format. Now I would like to ask to Abhishek that who is coming first from his team to counter my team members.
Okay, I would like to call out the name of UK because I feel he's the right guy to initiate this debate on the second round. And UK, very all the best for you. Just counter it in a very right way
Yeah,
and
thank you, bro.
be stick to the point. Yeah, go on, brother.
Okay. So, should I start now?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. So my counter question is that Law Commission Supreme Court Justice Chamaleswar many times said that this is the best time to implement educational criteria in the election, fighting election. So if Supreme Court is saying that, so why it should not be then there, right? And there is also Article 243, which clearly mention that state legislature has the power to implement academic qualification in panchayat, and there are many panchayat in our country that where there is academic qualification. So whether it is wrong, if it is wrong, then why Supreme Court did not say that it is unconstitutional? It is also written in Constitution that there should be academic, there may be academic compulsion in panchayat. So what's wrong in it that if it is in panchayat?
Okay, so now I would like to invite Dominic from my team to answer the counter question. Yeah, Dominic, please go on.
Yeah, so thanks for the opportunity again. And UK, thank you so much for bringing the topic of Supreme Court, the highest body that we have for framing all the policies, making sure the country is running smooth. So that is a very delicate topic that you touched upon. And just to address your question, I feel like the multiple parts that you touched upon, the articles, various articles, I won't go into much detail, but the high level that I understood from your question is, if the highest body is saying that these are needed, then why we are denying it? So first, it is not saying this. Supreme Court has nowhere said that it should be a compulsion, academic compulsion. And if that was not your question, my friend, you are diverting from the topic. So that is my first instance of the ideas that you shared right now, UK. And coming back to the point that Supreme Court, the highest body, is saying that um, the rules should imply there should be some level of education, qualification, then it should be rolled out by now. India being a developing nation needs to learn. Okay, I hope that I got it.
Okay, thank you so much, Dominic. And you want to add something weirdo on this? Is it audible? Weirdo, are you there?
Guys, this is not running as it was supposed to be running.
Yes, I was seeing the
Am I
same.
audible?
Look, everyone, sorry for the interruption, but this is not the way it was supposed to be. Lord, go ahead. I'm sorry for the interruption.
Right. So, Dominic, you are supposed to continue your speech by counter questioning the other person. You do not have to go silent until the clock hits 9. Okay. So, read the rule first and come up later. I think we should.
And
Sorry,
the
my bad.
timer operator, please set up a timer of 9 minutes rather than 30 and 1. The participants themselves have to figure this out. So kindly do so.
Oh, shall I go or should I wait for an indication?
Uh, I hope the timer comes up and you will have to restart. Sorry for the mishaps.
No problem.
So
No problem.
kindly restart the timer. Yes. Start when the timer goes off.
Okay, so coming back to the answer to the friend, my friend UK asked that Supreme Court is not taking decision in terms of has taken a decision that okay, there should be a compulsion or not, and he mentioned some of the articles that imply the same. But it is not imperative that there was some sort of a rule, it should be allowed already. It is not there. India being a developing nation, it should not be, it should be following the countries which are already developed and learn from their mistake. Other countries who are 10 years, 15 years ahead of us, it should learn from them. Taking an example of US, which is the most developed nation right now, has not put this academic compulsion in contesting election. That's a rule, and I think we should follow the same. And I think all the questions that you put applies to the same. Now, coming back to the questions that I should ask, and so you talked about UK about the tools that this is we have multiple technologies to cater the needs and everything. So that's where they are for there for the people who are not qualified as well. It is to empower them, one person who can understand the humanity, the people, and all those challenges. What about those tools? How AI will going to teach people the humanity? How your academic is going to teach people about humanity?
Okay, my friend Dominic. First of all, you misunderstood my question. I did not told that Supreme Court make it compulsory. I said that Supreme Court upheld in many time, and I can give you the specific case, the Rajbala versus State of Haryana. Supreme Court upheld also there, and you did not given any specific question answer about the Article 243, right? And Justice Chamleswar is the Chief Justice, is a justice who every time says that there is the time that we need to put it in the our election system, right? And you given me the example of US. So if you talk about the most of the Western country, they are also educated. If you talk about the most of the Scandinavian country, France, UK, Britain, so almost they are all parliamentarian are almost 100% educated. So and they are also prosper countries, right? They are developed country. Why? Because their leaders are educated. So we are not that if we want to be the developed country, like we have seen a dream of becoming developed country till 2047. So we'll have to put such kind of criteria. This is our dream. If not now, then when? And you are talking about AI, humanity, and all those. So how an uneducated leader can deal with AI then? Blockchain technology, space. So tell me, no, if there would be educated leader, they can deal with these things in a better way. They would be know the technicalities of those things. Like, let me give you the example of S. Jaishankar. He is a foreign minister and he knows the foreign policy very well because he is an educated leader and he has good knowledge of foreign policies. That's why our foreign policy is raised everywhere nowadays. So the more educated leader, the more better understanding will when it comes about the technicalities. They can articulate things in a much better way. There will be more analytical power to understand the things. So that's my point, my dear friend. Okay. So
I
let me
would
come
like to
to my
I would like to remind you guys that please keep an eye on the timer. You are supposed to just speak for 30 seconds and then answer for just 1 minute.
okay. So my counter question to you is, so let me know that if we talk about the good governance, and if I give you the example of Bihar and Goa, there is a less literacy rate in Bihar, and the Goa is the state where is the highest literacy rate, which means in comparison to Bihar, there are more educated leaders. That's why the prosperity is Goa is more than happiness index is more in comparison to Bihar. HDI index is more in comparison to Bihar, which clearly shows that the more educated leader, the more prosper will be the state. So why can't this criteria fulfill for the other state as well? We can put such criteria in other state as well. Then there will be more prosperity, like the state like Goa, like Tripura, like Kerala.
Thanks, UK, for bringing that question. I will just quickly touch base upon the first part, that Supreme Court about that verdict that you were saying. Unfortunately, I have not read entire law field and everything. I'm not that much educated, to be honest, but I have that experience to counter with the fact that Supreme Court, whatever the verdict may be, but it is not yet the rule. Being the highest body, if this was very valuable, it should have been rolled already. Coming back to the question that you asked about the Bihar and Goa, about the two states, Bihar is less literate. Yes, the literacy is 66%. Goa, yes, it is somewhere around 85%. They are prosperous, but people who want to progress, they need to understand whether the right people are representing the education or not. I take an example of S. Karunanidhi. He did many changes in the education, the reforms that he did, everything that he did. but he was not educated, academically qualified. If I counter that your question, tell me, you talked about the AI. The AI will enable the leader who are educated. What is the need of AI then? AI can educate the person who is not able as a leader, but as a voice, all that technologies that are transforming. Why can't AI help with that technology that an uneducated person can transform the linguistic barrier and bring those ideas?
Okay. So first of all, you talk about the Karunanidhi. There will be always some
Okay,
exception.
okay, guys.
If
No, you are not supposed to. You are not supposed to continue it, okay? Now, another participant from Team A would be asking counter question to my team members, and then we'll repeat the cycle. I've mentioned the rules like so many times, but still you guys do not know it. Please, Abhishek, go on with the next participant. Thank you so much, guys.
Wait. I'm sorry to interrupt. Look, everyone, a minor change. Let the two participants talk to each other for 9 minutes. No more interruptions, please.
Okay, go on.
Whosoever were the two participants, continue.
Okay, my dear friend, given me the example of Karunanidhi. If you are given an example of an uneducated leader who did well, so I can give you the 1,000 educated leader who did well. Like I have given you the example of S. Jaishankar. I can give you the example of Nitin Gadkari, who make our country nowadays. India is called the hub of highway. I can give you the example of Amit Shah, who about Article 360, Article 370. Sorry. I can give you the example of Narendra Modi. The more educated there will be in the politics, the more prosper will the country, and our country is going to be the third largest economy in next couple of years. So if you gives the example of some uneducated leader, then I can give you the example of 1,000 educated leaders. So exception cannot be generalized, right? And secondly, you talk about the AI. I did not said about AI will handle everything, but I am talking about tackling the technologies. The more educated leader, they will be tackle the technology in much better way. If there is digitalization, for that there must be some sort of fundamental education. If you have to tackle the DI block, we are talking about the blockchain technology. We want to insert blockchain technology in our system. So how we can expect that an illiterate leader can tackle with these things without having some sort of fundamental education? By the way, my next question to you is, uh, when government passed the GST bill, right? So there is on record, and you can go through the interview of many our parliamentarian who were not educated. I don't want to take the name because this might be the defamation case. So I don't want to take the name of anyone here. So when the GST bill will pass, so many reporter went to them and they were not able to tell the full form of GST. So how we can expect if somebody is not knowing the full form of GST and they are coming out after passing the GST bill, so how they can fulfill our economic requirement for the country? So this is my question to you.
Thanks, UP. So GST, learning full form, if you think is the level of being academically qualified for contesting election, I really doubt the facts that you're putting on the table. I think the audience that is on this group, on this chat, is more educated, as you mentioned. One of the name, he is our renowned prime minister, done many things, but yet, Sammy, papers are missing. Of course, that is a different topic. You talked about the Gadkari, transport minister. He is a lawyer by profession. He is not academically qualified for his profession, but you said his name. So, uh, so coming back to the point, and of course, I will utilize the time in best effort for everyone. I'll just put a question to you. Uh, you said that the GST, just talk about this. You talked about GST. People who are not aware of the full form, is knowing the full form really important to run a community of people and their well-being?
Okay, it's not about the full form. Okay, so if the parliamentarian who has passed the GST bill coming out from the parliament, or they are not about knowing the GST full form, that you are saying that it's not about the issue, right? So it's really mocking for us, right? I mean, what point I am trying to make is, if there will be the education, they will tackle things in a much better way, right? They can implement policy in a much better way. They can articulate things in a much better way. They will not have to dependent on the civil servant more, right? This will be better for the prosper for the country and a holistic development for the country.
Okay, guys, that was really good. Somehow you guys just made the judges to change the rules. Wow, that's great. Really great, actually.
First
And
of
now I
all,
would like
first
to.
of all, wait, wait.
Yep.
I have to intervene. I guess you people do not read the rules very well. It is already stated that no external interruptions shall be done in the whole period of 9 minutes. The participant, the participants themselves have to note the time barriers, the time limits. So
Okay,
next
sure. We'll
time,
not
I would
interrupt the
suggest
participants.
read your rules and not blame the judges for changing the rules always.
Okay. So we'll not interrupt participants. So Abhishek, who is coming next from your team for counter?
Okay, so from my end, from my team, I will be calling out the name of Soul. I already stated, just don't go just behind the name, but she is very good and excellent speaker and intellectual person as well. So I would like to call her onto the main stage. And Soul, you can come on and you can hold the stage and you can speak your questions and you can counter uh, the other
Okay.
participant.
Yeah, from my team, I would like to invite Maria. So Maria, just bring it on. Go on.
Okay. Okay. My question to Mara is that according to the report 2022 Observer Research Foundation, they have highlighted the importance of MPs with expertise in international relations, that they have represent more well who have a great knowledge of international relations. So don't you think the person who is uneducated, who is not able to like read and write, they can represent well in outside of the world?
Well, Mario, well, Soul, how can you just only judge a person that he can't write and read? He is not going to address the problem of our people of the country. Well, you can't only define based on degrees that individuals who are qualified and who have degrees, so they only can address our country's needs in a more better way. I guess like people who have real life experience and have practical knowledge, and they have deeper understanding about social and political issues, they can run our country in more progressive way as compared to those individuals who are only having and carrying a degree of qualified, and they're just showing off that yeah, I'm like only this is the thing which we need like you can't say like politics is not a science, it's an art. It does not require any academic qualifications. It only requires logical best thinking to run the system and what we need. So my question to you, Soul,
Uh,
how will you prevent the violence as this compulsion is going to cause violence, as if you impose this compulsion in our country, definitely it is going to create violence problems. So how will you prevent violence?
I don't think so. It create any kind of violence, because if you know, Parliament are they are the rule makers. If they pass the bill, of course it will be, it is going to make law in the society. So I think like this is a 21st century, and if you're talking about making education compulsion is create a violence, this is very wrong. I don't think so, because this era is all about the globalization and the AI thing. So I think people will not go backwards. Why academic compulsion is a problem? Why it is so? I mean, this is not an issue, I guess. I think the main problem is that, like, in today's era, you need to represent yourself in front of the world. How you're going to solve the problem? Politician is not Education is not only about, you need to express yourself in front of the world. I think so. Like, I don't think so. It will create any kind of violence. And like my question is that in 2019 like there is a study of India Statistical Institute found that the percentage of MLA with postgraduate degree had lower poverty rates and higher per capita income. So how do you think that the person who is don't have that academic compulsion, they are going to overcome from the poverty or anything like that?
Okay. you were talking about that how a person who is illiterate and how he is going to overcome the poverty and all. Okay, so what do you think? Like only a qualified person is going to do that? A person who has real life experience, who has gone through the people's problem, he has seen everything. He will be more dedicated and devoted towards making change in those areas, I guess. And cause he is totally, committed and devoted towards the country, like development. So, and as you stated that there will be no cause of violence, there will be no violence. You can't deny the fact that it is going to create violence because you are snatching, like by putting this compulsion, you are snatching the right of millions of people who are the citizens of our country, and this is against of the democracy rule. You can't deny the fact it is truly going to cause violence. And snatching someone's dream who truly wants to serve the nation with full of heart, it is not anyone's moral value. It should not be any moral value to snatch their rights. You are not supposed to deprive their rights. So my question to you is that how would you feel if as a citizen of your country you are not given the option to become a leader, and if you would be snatched your right, how will you feel?
I don't think so. Like this is going to snatch my right. Okay. Like if there is academic compulsion for that, of course I will go for an apply for a post and do it. I will like I don't think so. Like it is going to snatch my right, because I can because I want an educated leader, and because it is better to be led by uneducated. Okay. So I don't think so. Like because right now in 2011, according to the census of 2011, 74% of the population are now educated. But like if you talk about it 2021, if the census will happen, around 90% of the population will be educated. So of course, if you talk about in a practical level, everybody wants an educated leader, and they should have all the traits. Education, like the term literacy rate doesn't only mention that you need to have only academic compulsion. I think you need to have that proper skill set that is required for being leader of a country. If I have that skill set, of course I can go for that. And my question is to you that like right to education, it's a fundamental right, if you know, and if the leader itself is not having that degree, so do you think it is not violating a fundamental right? I mean, how they're going to frame the policy if they not understand what is happening around the world?
Well, you can't say that an individual who is illiterate but well experienced, he has practical knowledge and about social issues, how like he's not going to understand the problems which you like everything. I don't think like you can say this, because definitely an individual who has experience, and definitely he will be more capable of running the nation in more progressive way. And if you are talking about policy making, so there are collaborative approach as well. They can take help of expertise of advisors, bureaucrats, and I don't think like that they only need to be that bureaucrats itself so that they will run the nation in that way. I don't think, because there is a collaborative approach they can take help of. And so I guess like everyone should have the equal right to be elected or choose the leader, and it is not our moral or duty to snatch anyone's right. I guess it should not be done. And now my question to you, Maria. Sorry, Soul.
Soul. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, that should we not give importance to a candidate who has the ability to connect or understand the needs of the people rather than just academic achievements? You guys are just only telling and putting one compulsion. There should be only one academic compulsion. Why you all are avoiding other measures, real life experience, practical knowledge, leadership qualities, which already an individual is having, but not only qualified degrees he does not have? So what do you think of?
Yeah, Maria, first of all, you didn't answer my question. I was talking about the right to education. You didn't even mention a one line about the right to education. Okay, it's fine. I'm moving towards your question. Like you are talking about like academic compulsion. I think it should be important, of course, because you see, this is the, again, I'm saying it, this is the globalization. This era is all about, we are interdependent on each other. So like I am saying, education, academic compulsion is important, with some set of like traits should be there. For example, strategic thinking, critical thinking, these things should be there for being a leader of the country. Like, only academic compulsion, of course, it is not going to good for us, but these skills are also required. So I think it should be there. Just like other posts, if you talk about the defense or any other thing, there we have some academic compulsion that you should have this kind of degree for this post, and then you can go move ahead if you have these skills. So I think it should go for the politicians as well. So like my next question to you is that the person who is not able, who is not educated enough, like if he's going to represent outside the world, he can communicate well, like outside the world in international levels. Maria, it's up to you.
Okay, well told. I was telling.
Time up, guys. Time up. So you both really had a very good counter questions, and Maria also tried to answer your questions, so now we are done with the time, and now this is a time to call upon new participant, the final participant who is into the team A and who is into the round 2. So let me call upon the very last person, but one of the elegant person in my group is Satya Prakash Mishra. If you are there, then please hold these. Yeah, please hold the stage and continue with your counter questions to the other participant, opponent's participant.
Okay, and from my team, I would like to call upon Alexa for the counter round. Yeah, Alexa, you there?
Yep, I'm here.
Okay, so when the timer starts, you guys can start your counter and answering. Okay?
Who will be asking the question first? Like it will be team A, right?
A. Yeah, he'll be asking question first. Go on.
So my question
Timer
is
has started.
my first question for my brother is that when exception cannot be a rule, so with not executing such a policy or that education should be mandatory for every political leader, are we not doing injustice to those who they are educated? And we are allocating the opportunity to those who they are uneducated and making the policies for the educated. What is your view?
See, your question itself contradicts. The thing is that there's a difference between academic qualifications and education. Education is the whole sum of the knowledge that you have gained in your school as well as other institutions throughout your life, right? And academic qualifications are the marks that you have obtained in subjects. That is what it means by academic qualifications. I guess Team B cannot understand that we are not opposing education. Each of our members have clearly said that we are not opposing education. As you guys have mentioned about S. Shankar, I would like to remind you again and again, we are talking about the politicians from grassroots level and up. And you guys are talking about PM and defense minister and foreign minister. He cleared his UPSC. He was a delegate to China who spoke Mandarin. He was a delegate to other countries as well. After doing a lot of work, he was selected as the foreign minister, and that too, he won an election in Gujarat. Then only he became an, you can say, foreign minister. So we are not against the idea of education, but what we are saying is on a grassroots level, you cannot make education mandatory because there are many tribal communities which do not have adequate amount of education, and if they do not have representation in the politics, then they cannot go through.
Just sake of your clarification, I want to put forward there is a reservation also in the appointment. There is specific seats that are allocated for the vulnerable section of the society, also for SC, ST, or what you talk about the OBC. So keep giving these types of statement and calling that
Sir, I guess it's my turn to ask the question.
Okay, this was not your question. Okay, carry on.
Yeah, it was not my question. Thank you. Yeah, so my question is that why you guys are opposing the education from grassroots level? Because we have introduced political eligibility test, and we have introduced like many reforms where the Panchayati Raj elections were made, the education was made compulsory till a certain level. But we saw many people were not representing themselves. More than 80% of the women were not included, and they could not contest elections. So what are you saying? The people who do not have adequate education cannot cannot participate in the politics of the country.
the sake of clarification, keeping this in mind, what we are talking, what you are saying about the 80% women, those who they are not able to indulge here. The thing is that the in every village there is present of the educational institute, the schools are present. If you are going to a statement of the Supreme Court, what they have said, if the people are not having education, that is the result of their requisite will, not that is always the will of the execution of the policies what have not been done by the government. So giving these types of statement is ultimately resulting that having the environmental situation, even the people are not indulging in that reason. So you can always not always say, okay, these things education is have not been provided, even the social cause have been the tension all the time. So don't give this norms that it have not been done for that. Yeah.
No, how can you say that if a government is not able to implement the education till the grassroots level at schools in villages, is it not the responsibility of the government? What are you saying? If a teacher is not teaching correctly, if the schools are not built properly, if there is no proper sanitation, if the midday meals are not provided, is it the fault of the poor, or is it the fault of the government that is handling that?
Watching all the things what you are saying that we have not provided, that if we see that what exactly we are having in India is a country where we have just opened, we have made the fundamental rights, education as the fundamental rights. Simultaneously, we had brought the policies to make the women aware of with respect to their rights and the duties. Simultaneously, if you talk about, we have brought the number of transformation with respect of the nutrition. As you are talking about the midday meal, it have been executed in every schools of our rural areas. It is not only rural area, even if you are coming to the urban area. So we have executed those things. Now the question that is coming, picking the handful exceptional people, those who they have not been at the position, we are ruining the majority of those who they have found the education. That's what the problem is dealing with right now. So my question is going for you, my brother, is that when you know Ambedkar, Mr. B.R. Ambedkar, who was one of the founding father of our constitution, he exactly said that currently it might be that India is not having at the position to make the mandatory education mandatory for our political leader. But I wish in the coming future they are going to execute it. What do you think when it is going to be time when you think it should be executed? When 100% people are going to be educated, that would be the perfect time. And if you are saying that exceptionally in any of the world you will not get the 100% population would be educated. Please have your opinion.
Brother, in Lok Sabha, 383 people have their graduate degree, and that is the primary, you can say, assembly where a political or any bill is passed, right? When you say that education is necessary for politicians to contest elections, our whole team circles around the point that representation of marginalized society would be hindered by that. And which proves my point again when you said about midday meals. K. Kamaraj was an uneducated leader who implemented midday meals in Kerala, and now that is followed all over the world. So that is what we mean, that even uneducated people can make better, you can say, decisions for betterment of the society.
Again, I just want to give the statement of the same question. Putting the one single name cannot be generalized. We have to have a country which can give the inspiration for the broader population, who can take inspiration that we have to make our child education. If all the political
Okay,
leaders are
just
going
okay.
to
It's my turn to ask question. I'll just ask you a new question in the domain. Let's say there's a tribal community who's not educated at all. Will they send a person who is like who represents them, or they will wait for 2 decades when one of their people gathers enough money to get education, because the minimum qualification is required for politics? What are you saying?
the sake of clarification, if you're going to see that what exactly was executed in the Rajasthan and the Haryana, we have created a different sets for the different groups, not a specific sets for the every group. That is the one thing. According to their capability for the SC, ST, and OBC, we have created multiple criteria. If the people coming from the ST, we are going to set a different. We have set a different criteria. Coming from the higher their section of the society, we have created different setups and the criteria. What exactly I'm saying, when you are taking, you will get in every community right now after 60 70 years, there are having the handful people, there are having the people those who can represent their people. So calling is that they have to wait for 20 and 30 years to such a leader, this is a wrong norm that you are creating.
Very
So
good,
the
very
sake
good.
of
You brought me back to my point. That is what I exactly mean. Even if you do reservation for some community, it will mean that educated elitist will be representing those community if there is a education qualification barrier. What I'm saying is, in simpler language, is that let's say there's any community who is not educated, but there's a elite in that society who gets education. He's the first one. He'll represent them, but he's right or wrong, no one knows. Maybe he'll do a lot of you can say shitty stuff. Maybe he'll involve in corruption. Maybe he'll do other sorts of bad stuff, and we have history full of examples with these people. So reservation itself and alone does not mean that the people or the democracy will function properly. The main aim of democracy is that a person elects their leader from their constituency. He goes to the legislative assembly. Then a bill is passed by two-third majority, and the leader of the winning party is the Prime Minister of India. And then he makes his cabinet and select the ministries, as you guys mentioned about Rajnath Singh, about defense ministry, etc., etc. So when you are talking about certain types of politicians, just don't take the big ministries in mind. Also take the small ministries and the small politicians who represent communities.
What is question?
The question is the point of view that
Guys, time up. Weirdo, you can continue with the round 3 session.
Yeah, so well, all these heated up counter and defense cycles, we have completed our second round, and now we are in our third round, that is judges-led question, where judges will pose 5 questions for each team, and participants will get 3 minutes to answer. So now I will emphasize here that please make sure, all of you, that keep an eye on the timer. You will not get more than 3 minutes. So do not mess it up. Please make sure that you only consume your 3 minutes. And I'm again reminding you about the rules that do not delay your answer and make your answer relevant to the question so you can grab more marks. So yeah, we can move further to the third round. So Abhishek, you can invite any team members from your team. Go on.
Okay. So, guys, we are entered to the round 3. We will be having the same just like the round 1, but the rules got changed in round 3, so take care of it. Now you're having the new opportunity to continue your answer and questions. So please take care of it. So I would like to call out the name of Soul, and please come onto the main stage and hold the stage and continue with the debate. Soul, are you there?
Okay. Yeah, like who's going to ask the question?
Okay, so Soul is here from your team, right?
Hello?
Yeah, Soul is here from my
Yeah.
team. Weirdo, please call upon person.
Okay, Soul, question for you is, should a person's ability to
Hmm.
lead and make informed decisions be solely determined by their formal education qualifications?
Yes, I think there is a significant difference between an educated and uneducated person. I am not saying that uneducated person is not capable enough to do anything in his life. Of course, they can learn from the experience and they can learn from their surroundings. But comparatively to the educated person, you can see they can expect more things because their mind become like that, analytical and critical. Okay, so I think they can represent more. And education is essential for great leader. Politicians are meant to be a great leader. Education help individuals communicate, present themselves, and education also allow individual to provide a better roadmap to a certain problem or situation. I think, of course, education, even like for being a politician in a country, you should like the term literacy means having proper skill set. Like for being politician in a country, just like you need to have some strategic thinking, and politicians should be selected on the basis of academic knowledge and communication. So I think, however, complete illiteracy rate should not be accepted in all over the world because this era is all about the globalization, and you are going to represent yourself outside the country. Education can enhance your personality, the way you talk, the present. It will make you more disciplined in your life. So I think formal education is really important. Like if I talk about the recession period in 1999, Dr. Manmohan Singh, they have prevented India from all over the recession. So this is the power of education. If I talk about the Dr. Shankar, he was ruling the world in diplomat world. So I think yeah, education plays a really important role. If I talk about leaders like Swami Vivekanand, although he is not a politician, but he showcased how education is really important in when it comes to the leadership quality. APJ Abdul, if I talk about the APJ Abdul Kalam, they have also he is one of the most elite and educated leaders, and he is widely respected. So I think yeah, it enhances your personality and yeah, because it represents yourself outside the world more well. Yeah. Yeah, thank you.
Well, you still have 20 seconds left.
Okay, I can speak. Okay.
So, Abhishek, your participants are not even consuming the time that is allotted to them. Fine. Now, let me invite from my team the next participant who will be able to answer the judge's question in a very relevant way. Mukesh. Mukesh, you there? Please unmute yourself.
Yes, I am here.
Okay. Now, judges can ask the question to him.
Yes, Mukesh, I'll be asking the question to you. So shall I? Hey, whosoever is in the charge of the timer, just a note, start the timer when the question has been asked. So kindly restart it when I ask the question. So Mukesh, the question to you is, how would politicians effectively address the modern world challenges such as complex technology and global interconnectedness without having formal education of any kind?
Okay, thank you. I got your question. So, well, it's not about how would the politician will face all these challenges without a formal education. It's more about how will anyone face these challenges. Let's just quote an example to understand this more better. Let's say you have a problem in your country regarding law, right? So you would need a minister who is highly qualified in law. But just assume the second day you have another problem which is regarding to finance. And now you cannot say that this minister is qualified enough because he has qualified in law and cannot deal with finance. So you cannot just say that academic qualifications can make the right person to deal with all the issues you mentioned. You need someone who is well aware of what he's doing, who has developed that critical thinking, a person who has all the skills, he can take the right decision at the right time. It doesn't matter if he has that piece of paper. It really doesn't affect the decision. I don't personally believe. To quote another example, just to demonstrate, our prime minister, he has degree in political science, right? He has done his masters in political science, our current prime minister. But the thing is, we have seen him, he's so good at connecting with other nations. He has not done degree on that subject, but he's still so good at it. Our degree is just a piece of paper which makes us aware of something which we have learned, but it's not the only thing which we should compare our leaders with. And I think this satisfies the question you have asked. So I'll just end my answer here. Need not to consume the whole 3 minutes. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mukesh. So, the host, over to you.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mukesh, for your answer. And now I would like to hand over the mic to Abhishek so he can invite next participant from his team. Yes, Abhishek. Who's coming next
Yeah,
from your
thank you.
team?
Yeah, thank you so much, Weirdo. Guys, I just want to say one thing. Please consume the full time and answer the question what is going to be asked by our respected judges, and also be specific about your answer as you are only having 3 minutes. Okay, please take care of it and please take these things into your consideration. Please consume all the timing. Okay, so now I'm calling out my another participant from my group, Team A. and his name is Yuki. Please, Yuki, come here and try to answer the
Yeah.
question of the judges.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So question for you is, how can politicians without educational qualifications effectively engage with scientific advancement? Wait a minute. The question for you is here, is it fair to assume that higher education guarantees better leadership skills, considering that effective political leadership requires a range of qualities beyond academic knowledge?
Okay. So actually, the point here is academic compulsion. It's not about higher education or academic knowledge. So we are talking about whether there should not be academic compulsion or not. So that's why I said that we need to academic compulsion. I'm not saying that it should be graduation or post graduation or something like that. Like, let me give you an example, sir. In in Article 243, it is mentioned that state legislature has the power to put academic compulsion in panchayat and municipalities. So there are this kind of academic compulsion, like 8th pass, 10th pass, not many state, but some of the state, right? So according to the according to the situation, like for panchayat, if there is 8th 10th class, for state legislature we can put it 10th to 12th class. For Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha we can put it like graduation, 12th class or graduation. So my point is there should be academic compulsion, at least some sort of point we have to start it. Let me give you an example, sir. How education can change if there would be educated leader, then how things can change. Let me give you an example. Let me give you the example of Delhi model of education. You all might be aware about 25% of the seat in private institution are reserved for the poor background people, student, right? But what used to happen earlier, these seats used to fall victim of the corruption due to the bad governance of the school administration. But what Arvind Kejriwal and Manish Sisodia did there in Delhi, so they said that we will decide now who will be the beneficiary of those 25% seats, right? And now the real beneficiaries are getting the benefit of those 25% seat, which means, sir, actually there is a vast socio-economic, gap in our country. So this is the example how by education we can abridge the socio-economic gap in our country. And we are talking about the education compulsion. Yes, definitely, I do agree that if we will put the educational compulsion, there will be a section who will left behind. But I also have the solution for that, like the state, like if we talk about the Kerala, Goa, Mizoram, Delhi, somewhere we have reached near to 100% literacy rate. So why we cannot start academic compulsion with those state only? Like we can start it from Kerala first in the state legislature and panchayat in the Kerala, because the literacy rate is almost 100%. Then we can go to Goa, then we can go to Mizoram, then we can go to Delhi. And at the time all the state reaches to 100% literacy rate, we can also apply it to the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha election as well. So we can start it state wise. I'm not saying that we should start uh, in whole country in a one step, right? So we can gradually improve. The point is we will have to take a step. We will have to develop that culture in a country to be a developed nation till 2047.
Thank you so much, Yuki. You answered so well, and you also conceived the timing very well. I'm not sure about the judges, what they will going to consider how they will going to consider your answer, but your answer was very satisfactory to me. So, Weirdo, now it's your turn. You can call out the participant name from your
Yeah.
group.
Actually, Abhishek, it's not just about the consuming time, it is also about the relevant answer. So we'll get to know if the answer was relevant or not. So now let me invite my team member, Hitler, for the next question. Yeah, Hitler, please go on.
Yeah, I am here. All right, Hitler, I'll be asking the question to you. So, my question to you is, shouldn't politicians be knowledgeable about the historical, economic, and social context in which they operate in order to develop policies and regulations? Hitler? Yeah, I am here. Did you complete your question? Yes, I did. So can you repeat it? Actually, I was thinking that maybe my network or your network is lagging. So could you repeat the
Okay,
question?
okay. So my question was, shouldn't politicians be knowledgeable about the historical, economic, and social context in which they operate in order to develop policies and regulations?
Okay, I understand. So, the, according to me, the knowing of the current situation from which the politicians are hailing from, it is very important. Rather than the history, I know the history plays a huge role in the development for the future. We have to take account of the history to develop the futuristic approach of any country. But knowing about the present condition, because like if we take an example of a tribe, if we take any example of a community, the people who are living there has a better knowledge about their problem, like what is the day-to-day problem that are happening in their society or in their tribe. This is not about that some educated man read their story from the book and he is making law about that. It is the person only who is living with that problem who can make a better judgment about that particular problem. So again, I will also emphasize that the participation of every person from every society should be made, because there is an economist from the what we call the USA. His name was Mark Sukosan. He said that we cannot change the political leader. We shall not change this type of political leader rather than until we change the people who elect them. Hence, it is very important as a citizen to elect the right leader. And the people who are there, like who are choosing their leader, it is the responsibility of these people who are to choose a right leader, not we should have what we call we should have an academic qualified leader. I will ask the question from everyone. Let me just give me the answer to the question that how much time it will take the son of Lalu Prasad Yadav to get a degree. I guess just a single call of the Lalu Yadav will get his son a degree from any recognized university from the Bihar. So it is not about just a piece of degree or your academic holding. It is always about the intelligence, leadership quality, and the your interest in solving the problem. It is always about your interest to knowing about the history. People can learn about that. Like if we take some example of the various people, they don't have the academic qualification. If we talk about Rabindranath Tagore, just tell me the degree of Rabindranath Tagore, and he won the Nobel Prize from the literature. Just tell me what was the degree of Wright brother. He also created the history. What was the degree of Faraday? What was the degree of Kalidas, Ravidas? They don't have, and we still reading their literature. So it is not about just holding a academic degree to be a criteria for contesting election. According to me, it is always about their interest. It is always about their background. It is always about their previous track record. On the basis of we should select these politicians. So we should leave it to the people, because the definition of the democracy is by
Hitler,
is rest with the
the
people.
time is up. Actually, the
Okay.
time is up. You answered really well. You handled the question really nicely. And see, Abhishek, this is like your participants are not even able to consume the time limits, and he's exceeding it. So, what do you like to say about it, and who is coming next from your team?
Don't you worry. The end result will gonna tell you about the consequences and all of the things. So don't you worry from the very starting. Okay. So my next participant will be Satya. Satya, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Satya, I'm having a lot of expectation from you, brother. Please go on and answer the question as per the relevancy, okay? And don't forget to consume the time, as if you're having more time, it will definitely going to help you to add more points. Please continue and go on, okay?
Okay, Satyaprakash. Question for you is, Does a minimum educational qualification risk creating a political elite and further disconnecting politicians from mass population as they are educated and masses are not? So does it create a risk of creating a political elite?
Okay. So, watching the history of India, when we laid the foundation of this constitution, even that period of time, we were with the same question: is that not create the problem? So the same question was also asked by one of the prominent question. It's when it was said by the Brijeshwar Prasad that it should be made mandatory. So Ambedkar has given its connotation is that let it leave for the people, or let it leave for the political leader when they would be at the position to take the decision. They are going to make that. What ultimately is needed to be understand when we talk about they are not going to eat that. Ultimately, when we make any specific policy, every policy has SWOT analysis: strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat. What exactly we focus upon, the how the larger population of our country is going to be profitable from that. If we see what exactly we are having with, nearly 70 to 70% people are the educated population, and what we are getting is that a large, a lot of population also coming from the vulnerable section of the society, like SC, ST, and OBC. They are reaping the benefit of education. They are indulging in the field of politics, and they are reaping the benefit of those things. So, giving this connotation, we are trying to keep ourselves limited, and we are going away from the meritocracy. Also, we are trying to decrease the level which is really required to run a country with the credibility and with the really the intelligence and the quality which is requiring for. So again, the thing that we have to need, we have made the policies, we have executed the policies very effectively, and we come at a conclusion that if we are going to follow the step by step manner what we have followed, we have brought very large population from the vulnerable section of the society, what we give the connotation SC, ST, OBC, and we are also working the same scenario. So it would have never be, it cannot, right now it cannot be called that it would have been the dominance of the elite section. Even today, very larger population, if you are going to see in the field of our parliament, nearly 120 to 30 people, those who they are sitting in the parliament, they comes from the vulnerable section of the society. So this connotation is going to be not going to match with the things what we are having. So we have to be perpetual in the nature what we are doing, and just in few years we would be at the position as we have done by executing and making the fundamental rights of education. We are going to provide in here about the every person of our country the educational right, and they would be at the position to get there, to sit on the throne and to make their own view, will and desire, okay, to make the policies and to execute the policy, to formulate the policy. Ultimately I want to say is that let's live for the people. People have chosen that, and people has also chosen that from their own community. They are choosing their people, they are sending their representative, and they are too happy for that, and they are opening the door for themselves, and they are getting the satisfaction. So ultimately we can say that all the things is very accurate manner, and this is not creating any types of cause and concern in the way how we are projecting that. Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Okay, Satyaprakash, that was great. So Weirdo, call next participant from your team.
Yeah, so the next participant from my team is Alexa. Alexa, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, go on with the question.
Okay, Alexa, question for you is: how can politicians without educational qualifications effectively engage with scientific advancements and technological innovations that have significant implications for society and the policies that they are going to implement on it?
Well, I think a person with a reasonable amount of intelligence can learn new things very much quickly. Our Prime Minister of India is very well versed with the language of English, as he has shown in many speeches all around the world by presenting his academic qualifications, right? And he is very versed in technology as well. So any leader who has like interest in technology is going to, he wants to learn about that. He's going to, like we have seen, like many people talked about ISRO. PM Modi is not a leader of ISRO. the scientists lead them, and scientists do not get elected. But then also many of our leaders are interested, who are interested in space research programs. They go to their cabinet ministers, or they go to their political advisors who assist them in understanding the concepts, because we have a very hard examinations for each and every role under the assistance of various leaders. So I don't think that it's way much of a hard pattern to understand many challenges of the day-to-day political advancements of a country. Now, the next point is that even, let's say, a person who is fairly educated in some part, or in in some degree, let's say agriculture, when a bill is going to be passed in Lok Sabha of a different thing, let's say of media, of UCC, of women reservation bill, so their education is not competent enough to measure those things as well. So we cannot put a common barrier of education for all the political leaders, but what we can do is that we can look their commitment towards the nation, their love for the nation. That is what is supreme. And when we look at the serious, as I have already mentioned in my speeches as well, and many of my mates have also done that, like, we are not against the idea of education. What we are just saying is that, like, education does not guarantee your competence. Even if you're elected in a political party, there is a lot to learn while you are serving your term as a chief minister, or as a member of parliament, or as a member of legislative assembly. There is a lot to learn in the working of political parties as well. So you cannot disregard that kind of education as well. And again, there's a difference between academic qualification and education. As we have already mentioned, that degrees are relatively easier to obtain, and there can be like, people can cheat with their degrees, but they cannot cheat with their knowledge, because knowledge showcases the experience that you have, the wisdom that you have. So that is what we preach, that in the end, the knowledge and the love for the nation is what supersedes all odds, and it is what makes a good citizen and a good leader. A good leader can emerge in a difficult situation, even if he or she is not educated, even if he or she is not up to the academic qualification, but has good intent.
Okay, thank you so much for the answer. I guess that was a satisfactory answer. But I would like to ask now, Abhishek, who is coming for your team? And I guess Matthew is going to ask the question now.
Yes.
Okay, so I would like to call out the very next participant from my team to answer the question of our respected judge. He will be Sam. Okay, Sam, are you available?
Yes, sir, I am here.
Okay, please proceed further.
So, Sam, the question for you is, could a focus on educational qualifications potentially exclude talented individuals who have gained valuable insights and perspective through alternative paths?
Okay, thank you. So please, please reorganize your question. I didn't get you.
You want me to repeat my question?
I want you to reorganize your question.
All right. So my
Reframe
question
your
was
question.
that if we focus much more on educated individuals to be in elections, don't you think we will be avoiding people who has gained more knowledge through their life experiences?
Okay, well, thank you for your kind question. And sir, first thing I would like to emphasize here, as you mentioned that if we emphasize on education in politics, so we are trying to avoid, experienced people. So if you are a no, I think as per my understanding, we are not going to avoid experienced people in politics, because it's not about the, a very simple thing, because they are going to represent India. Okay, they are going to represent India at a state level, at a national level, and at international level. Okay, they must have a good knowledge related to this their subject matter, because they have to lead the people, the sentiment of people. For example, in India, if any leader, if he having the knowledge of the geography, if he having the knowledge of economy, if he having the knowledge of polity, if he having the knowledge of all kind of different subject matter, definitely he will be able to utilize their population in really good manner. With them, he is representing the parliament and in the country at the national level and the international level, because we are the youth of India. We are the you know you know very youth of India, and we are a young country in this world. So there is need a proper robust and educated person in this field. It's not about the experienced person. If anybody is gaining experience, maybe he'll be 60 years old, then he will enter in politics, then he'll lead the people. So it's not about the just experience. If you are an educated person, if you're having knowledge of the other stuff, it means you are going to represent your country 35 or 35, maybe 14 years old or years old. So it means you are a youth person and you are representing in India, and it would be kind of you know uh, it would be a kind of motivation for other people. If we have an education, if we have a different kind of wide knowledge of different subject matter, then we will be able to enter into politics and will run and will operate our country at the very big level, because we are a potential youth of India. We are having a lot of problems related to other subject matter, because for example, as I mentioned the geographic, as I mentioned, but I'd like to emphasize on the geography. If you are educated person, I don't care about the experienced person. If you're having like education, that means you are experienced person. You having the knowledge of the theoretical knowledge, but you have to implement in the reality. For example, in India, when we talk about the minerals and the other stuff, we are able to extract only 10% of our mineral in India, but there are 90% of the mineral that are available in India. If you are a very educated person, if you're having knowledge of the geography, then you will be able to extract that thing other stuff also. Because when you talk about the infrastructure, when you're having the knowledge of infrastructure, then you are able to create the good infrastructure. Take example of United States America. They have a very good infrastructure. That is why they are global power. In reality, they are global power, but we don't have a very good infrastructure just because of the uneducated person. They are indulging in the politics and they are leading educated person. So that is why. Thank you, everyone.
Time up, time up, time up, Sam. You really well answered this question of our respected judge. Hey, Weirdo, are you there? Just see how my fellow mate answer the question of our respected judge. Okay. Don't you think my team
I'm here,
members
was
are more
listening to it.
factual as compared to yours?
No, I'm not even
Don't
thinking about your team members. I was just
take it
thinking that
otherwise.
timer was already stopped, and you were like, okay,
Look at
timer
those.
is stopped.
I know
Your
that.
voice is lagging,
It might
Abhishek.
be bitter for you, but
Hey, Abhishek,
Okay,
your
let's
voice is
move on with the
breaking.
debate.
else we
Weirdo,
can do.
bring the next participant from your team.
Yeah, from my team, Maria is next.
Okay, Maria.
Yeah. Yeah, sir, I'm here.
Maria, question for you is, yes, question for you is that can't educational qualification help for politicians to develop critical thinking skills, which is very necessary while taking decisions in politics, enabling them to challenge existing systems and
Yeah, so he
prosper innovative
continue.
solutions to societal problems?
Is it audible now? Is it audible?
Abhishek, that is audible, but right now we are in the middle of the third round. So, Maria, I am going to repeat my question again as there was an interruption. Listen it carefully.
Okay, sir.
Can't educational qualifications help politicians develop critical thinking skills, enabling them to challenge existing systems and propose innovative solutions to social problems?
Okay, all right. Sir, as per my opinion, I believe that a person who is having real life experience, practical knowledge, he will be more capable of making informed decisions. I don't think like only our degree and the piece of paper is going to make us that intelligent that is required to make any kind of decision for our country. I guess people who learn from their life experience and they have a better understanding about social and political issues, they will be more capable of making informed and effective decisions that will be in the favor of people. Definitely they are going to lead and run our country in a more progressive way because they are having real life experience. We can't say that an individual who has studied theoretically and don't have any practical knowledge, and so he will be able to make more informed and effective decisions. I don't think it at all, as we know that practical insight is more valuable than formal education. And and I can tell you the one example here, that Anna Hazare, he was one of the social activists. As he developed rural areas, increased government transparency, and also punished corruption in public. And so we can't deny this fact that a person who is really having real life experience, he will be more capable of making our country more developed. We need just people with integrity, honesty, or commitment who can make more informed and valid decisions for the sake of people, that will be more effective and progressive for our nation. And as we know that someone's intelligence should it can't be judged and on the piece of paper and a degree, and it should be dependent on the political achievements, because real life experience really teaches you the things which is required to be learned. Theoretical knowledge is not that effective, which is going to make you more capable of making decisions, I guess. So that would be all my answer. And so I guess the experienced individual is more capable of making informed decisions. He will definitely lead our country in a more better way as compared to an individual who is only qualified and don't have experience about politics and don't have understanding about the people. So that is all from my end. Thank you so much for giving me this chance.
Okay, now the leftover participant from Team A, please come ahead.
Okay. Next, I would like to call out my very last participant to lead the question of our respected judge. He will be Karam. Karam, are you there?
I am here.
Okay, please come on to the main space.
Yes, Karam. So my question to you is, could a focus on educational qualifications contribute to a system where politicians prioritize academic achievements over addressing the pressing issues faced by their constituents? Did you get my question?
Yeah, I got your question. So first of all, because the elected members are here to represent their constituency, but to find out the problems of their constituency and the areas, they should have some basic knowledge about that area. And at the same time, all the representatives are not the part of executives. They are part of the legislative. They didn't have any helpers in that matter. So when they want to be the voice of the people, they should have some type of knowledge. Again, the government of India has initiated many type of education, because we by act we have made education a fundamental right. So when we are trying to give them education, in the earlier times, the leaders didn't have much education, though they were smart, because that time the schools were very few. Now this is not the issue. A person who is able can join school and can perform well. So we are not saying that we are making them less responsible for their country. We want that they are doing, they can do better and not better. Sometimes they can just understand their problems of their area. For that, to represent those person, some type of basic education is required. And by making some compulsory education, we are not uh, hindering their affairs, but we are giving them more opportunity, because there are many persons who will be educated, who will be doing better for their people when we make some education qualification. Again, owing to various reasons, a leader should have some basic level of literacy. If he don't know how to read and write, and if he is not able to understand the facts which has been in the law, how can he able to help his people? It is not about helping them. Even if he has been elected, he cannot help the people. Again, one more thing, that in India, election and getting elected is not a fundamental right. It is a constitutional right, and the government can make laws so that the people uh, so have some education. And yeah, our leaders are our role model. If they didn't have any education, na?
Hold on, brother. You really trying to answer well to the respected judge. Now, it's your turn, Weirdo. You can call out name and also take care of the timing because we are already running out of time. So yeah, please call out the name of your team participant.
Yeah. Yeah. The last participant from my team is Dominic. Yeah, Dominic, please go on. I guess Lord or Mephisto. I don't know who will ask you a question. Yeah, please unmute yourself.
Okay, Dominic. I hope you can listen to me clearly. Question for you is, listen it a bit carefully. How can politicians without educational qualifications contribute meaningfully to international diplomacy, where we know that how important it is to be educated about the world affairs and global affairs, where in-depth knowledge and understanding are crucial for effective negotiations and decision making. So, how does an uneducated politician stand there?
Thanks a lot for bringing that question. So the question, I'll just rephrase that. So you are asking that how a person who we are supporting as Team B, who is not educated that much, how he or she will represent on a global stage where there are challenges in terms of linguistic, global challenges, the criticism of from the people, the government, and everything other than that. Very valid question. In my opinion, an uneducated leader is not somebody who is supposed to just go there and do everything on his or her own. It is always a part of teamwork. A election is won by a party. A single individual votes, but he is representing a party. He could be from other and no party, but definitely if we talk about global communication, establishing that global connection, this is very important where the teamwork comes into picture. If we have teamwork, we have the person. I'll give an example. So we talked about the tribal people who are supposed to represent their people. We can use technology, we can use people who are translating their views, their point in whatever language they use, India being a diverse country. And we have those people in the global stage as well. There are translators, there are people who are good with technology, there are people who are good with making sure that the person or the representative who is representing India in the global stage is aware of the fact there is an entire team, a PR team, and not what. So everything is there with the advancement of technology, the data, facts, and figures, the way it is presented. We are transforming from being reactive to being proactive. If we want to succeed as a country, it is about learning those unique skills which we cannot put into a person via academic qualification, but more from the life experiences, as my fellow member has stated that as well. Life experiences are the best teacher, and how a person can develop critical thinking and everything else. those facts, once that person have those facts, he is equipped with the right people who are further equipped with the right resources to challenge all those global boundaries. And again, I'll just repeat what I said, though, but I don't think a person who is representing India at a global stage should be able to understand everything, but he should be able to be aware of what is going on with support of the people that is around him, selected by the people who are making sure that the person is fully equipped to deliver what he is intended to with the best possible way that is necessary for the growth of a country. And again, I'll just leave this question. I will just end my answer with this question. If we if we think about in a opposite manner, how are we going to connect with a astronaut that is very much qualified and he has to look into a tribal area about their well-being? Is it the right statement? Like, that's the opposite thing. But yeah, thank you.
All right, everyone. I'll give the stage over to the judges, sorry, the host, as the judges will now evaluate your scores and present you with a presentable opinion of which team excelled in this debate and other nuances. Till then, take the stage, host, and entertain the people. Thank you. We'll be back soon.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much for being the judge for today. So, as we have completed our debate successfully, and now judges will evaluate and they will take care of the marks and all, and will finalize that who has won. But I'll say one thing, that both of the teams, they have performed really well, and we have seen that people were coming with different opinions and different perspectives, and it was so engaging and very nice, intellectual as well. So now it does not matter who will be the winner, but I feel that just leaving the jokes apart and the kind of, the little and sweet argument, I'll say that we all are winners as we have successfully completed it. And thank you so much for the members who were listening it from last 2.5 hours. We are very grateful and thankful to all of you. Thank you so much for being the part of this debate. Now I'll hand over the mic to my co-host Abhishek, being such a lovely and nice host. I hope you will not mind um, all those taunts and all, as it was just related to the debates, as I enjoyed a lot. Your team members performed really well. And in the last, it's not about your team and my team. We were collectively working as team. So now I would like to listen from you, like how you felt that, how it went, and then we can ask for the like feedback from the participants, from the members.
Okay. Yeah, thank you so much, Weirdo, for being my co-host. And you already explained a lot of things at the end. But like at this time, I'm not concluding because conclusion is yours. You will going to conclude it much better as compared to me. But I'm very thankful to all the participants who participated in this debate. Guys, debate is not only about like countering each other. It's moreover about gaining knowledge and different sort of insights from understanding different perspectives. So it's a play. It's just a play. We are just countering each other to understand like how much we are better with our answers, but how much better we are with our like questioning natures and knowledge. So it's all about to boost our creativity, to boost our mentality, to boost our intellectual properties. So it's all about this. And after all, this is not only about the debate, and it's all about like having a good relation with the people to whom you are speaking. Okay, just like currently my co-host also said this, like it's not about the like who is going to be winner. It's all about like how many people have that courage to participate in this debate, because there are many few people who have the answer like for very quick questions. But now you can consider there are a lot many people who answered really well having the quick questions. Okay, it's not that easy. If anybody will going to ask you question directly without giving you any kind of logic or reasoning or any kind of reference, and you have to answer that question, so it becomes really hard for you at that while. but you guys really did it, and I'm very happy for you. And I'm not talking this on the behalf of Team A, but I'm talking this on the behalf of both the teams, Team A and Team B. And I'm very, very, very happy to see you guys all here in this mega debate and to make this mega debate much more interesting and much more exciting. And thank you so much, my co-host Beardo. I learned a lot of things from you. And please don't mind if I said anything in a take anything wrong. I was on to that mood because we
No,
are
no.
actually playing the role of, yeah, that host. So yeah. And one more thing I would like to point out, like the things what I have learned from this this platform, like English Learner, like there are people who will going to giving you comfortability to speak, to initiate with the answer whatever you are having in your head. Here people are not a kind of judge, kind of like they do some sort of judgment. No, they always embrace changes. They always embrace like how the people want to answer their question as per their opinion. So I really like this thing. And on the behalf of everyone, I would like to thank all my admin colleagues who have given me this chance to host this particular mega debate. Although I'm not very much sure like how I was during this entire debate. I also got confused in between for a while, sometime during that round two, during that round three. But somehow my co-host arranged and make up all the things. I'm very much thankful to her as well. And the people who are guiding me throughout the chats, like do this, Abhishek, do that, Abhishek. So thank you guys for believing and having faith on me that I can make this event much more beautiful. But I don't think so. I did it really well, but I got encouraged by all of you. Thank you
No,
so much,
nothing
guys.
like that. You were really great as a host. Do not think that you were not great. It was really
Hey
amazing.
Abhishek
And
and
also, when
Beardo,
we talk
just
about the
on behalf of
conclusion,
all the participants from Team A and Team B, we all know that this was your first turn hosting such a big debate session and getting all the people engaged in conversation and everything. So from everyone, I think we all should thank you, and we are thanking you guys to make it wonderful for us. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dominic.
oh, that means a lot.
All right. Can I also say a few things about this debate and all, if you don't mind, guys?
Please go
Yeah,
ahead.
sure, please go on.
Yeah. See, guys, since like 43 people are still present there in the VC, I guess it talks about the essence of this group, that we deliver something which others cannot match, and this group has, consistently has been delivering about those things